Good morning, students. Today's topic is abstract keyword. So, what actually abstract keyword is? Remember, abstract is a keyword or modifier in Java. You know that abstract keyword or modifier is either implemented on a class or implemented on a method. See, so when the abstract keyword is implemented on a class, then it is treated as word abstract class in Java. What I can do here, if I write like this, abstract, fine, that is a class, that is A. So what actually happens here? A is what type of class? A is an abstract class. So see, in case of Java, when I use the abstract keyword, at the time of declaration of a class, it is called as word abstract class in Java. Remember, abstract class cannot be instantiated. What did it mean? You never create an object of the abstract class. That is the first point you have to remember. When I declare an abstract class in Java, remember, abstract class cannot be instantiated. As a programmer, I never write like this. This is an error. It directly generates error. Why it generate error? Because it is abstract class. And as a programmer, I never create an object of word abstract class. I can declare the reference of the abstract class. No issues are there. Here you see, I can write A. No issues are there. Here AA is the reference of which class? Abstract class, A class. But it's not an error. It is a right syntax. But when I write here AA is equal to new A, it generates word that is error. Why it generate error? Because it is abstract class. And remember, abstract class cannot be instantiated. If anybody asks you, what is abstract class? You tell that. When I declare a class by abstract keyword or abstract modifier, it is abstract class. But abstract class cannot be instantiated. You never create the object of word abstract class. That is the point. You have to remember. Next, what the next one is, as a programmer, I can define the constructor of the abstract class. Now they ask you the question, can I define the constructor of the abstract class? Yes. I can define the constructor of the abstract class. It's not a matter what type of constructor it is. If I write like this, A, that is a string, here you see, S. So I can define the constructor of the abstract class, but I never create the object of word abstract class. I am unable to create the object of the abstract class, but I can define the constructor of the abstract class. Next point, you have to remember. In abstract class, method may abstract or may not abstract. What did it mean? I have an abstract class, check. Now in this abstract class, I can define a constructor. Shortly I covered. I am able to define the constructor. I have a non-static method, void call. No problem, it's not an error. It is an abstract class. That is here you see, it has a non-static method. I have a static method, no issues are there. Static, void, that is so. In case of Java, it's not a problem. So if they ask you the question, I have an abstract class. The abstract class contain constructors. The abstract class having a static method, having a non-static method, is it generate any error? No. Abstract class able to hold the constructor, any type of constructor. It may be parameterized constructor, it may be non-parameterized constructor. Next one is I can define a non-static method within it. I can define a static method within it. No issues are there. Now, within an abstract class, can I define the main method? No problem. I just show you, that is check here. I have an abstract class, that is abstract, here you see. That is the class demo. Now, demo is an abstract class. I have a static method, that is a fine, static, void, that is fine, call. Now, call is that is word, static method. Within it, I write here, that is fine, system, here you see, out dot println. Check here, I just write here, that is fine. What I write here, hello. Now, anyway, it's not a problem. Now, what is my next job? I have to write here public, that is static, that is void main. Check here. What I can do here, that is a string, here you see, args. No issues are there. I just write here, that is call method is called. Now, end of the block, end of this area. Is it successfully compiled and executed? Yes. It is successfully compiled and successfully executed and generate the result, that is word hello. No problem. So this is the question they will ask you. That is word I have an abstract class not containing abstract method. Can I define the main method within abstract class? Yes, I can do it because main is a static method. Abstract class can contain the static method within it. No problem is there. Now, this is called as word. That is an abstract concept, abstract class. But remember, another concept I show you. Now check here. I have a class, that is a class A. Now, what I can do here, when I use the abstract keyword, then it is called as word abstract class in Java. Now, here you see, I have a constructor. No issues are there. What I can do here, I just write, that is a fine, that is a system. Here you see, or I just show you a simple, very simple concept I show you. That is a string. Here you see, that is name. Now, name is what type of variable here? Instance. You know that when I construct the object of the abstract class, the size of the object depends on which variable? Instance. But I already covered. You are unable to create the object of the abstract class because abstract class cannot be instantiated. Now you see, A having a parameterized constructor, that is a string name. Now check here, my instance variable name and parameter name is same. How can I differentiate it? This dot name is equal to, that is name. Anyway, I just did it. Now, what I can do here, that is the void, that is display. Check here. Display is a method. Within the display method, I just write here, that is a system dot out dot, that is the println. I just pass here, that is fine, name is, that is plus name. I just pass here what the name is. Now check here. That is the end of word abstract class. I just define like this. In the abstract class, there is no abstract method is there. In the previous example, I show you as it has a static method or class method, and main is also a class method. One class method can call another class method directly. But in this example, I have a non-static method. You know that main is a static method. A static method call a non-static method in the same class and outside the class by an object. So anyway, I'm not able to create the object of which class? A class, because A is what type of class? Abstract. So I can create the child class object. In this case, I'm bound to declare the child class. Or I can use word anonymous inner class, because I think I already covered in a video that anonymous inner class is the alternative word inheritance. Now, what I can do here, in this case, I'm bound to declare a child class. I just write here, that is anyway, I just write, that is fine. Here you see, that is the class B extends word, extends A. You know that in the previous example, A is that is a abstract class. It has a parameterized constructor. So what I can do here, B having a non-parameterized constructor. You know that if the child class constructor wants to explicitly call the base class parameterized constructor, then I have to use which keyword? I already covered in a video that you have to use super keyword. I just write here super, that is the fine, Java technocrat. Here you see I use here Java technocrat. Anyway, what it means? The child class, when I call the child class constructor for creating the object of the child class, at that moment, the child class constructor explicitly call abstract class parameterized constructor of what type? String type. So it does not generate any error. Now, what is my next job? What I can do here? That is, I just define the main method here, public. That is static. Here you see void main. What's I pass here? That is a string. What's I pass? That is args. I just enter into the main. Now, what is my next job? What I want to do? I just write here, that is BB is equal to new B. Now you check, I am creating the child class object. You know that when I call the child class constructor, that must explicitly call the base class parameterized constructor of what type? String type. This dot name is equal to name. For the child class object, what the name is? The name is what? Java technocrat. Because you know that in the child class there is no instance variable is there, but in the abstract class there is one instance variable is there. Now I just call here, that is the bb dot display. Here you see, when I call the display method through the child class object, I am able to call the base class method. Name is name. What did it print here? Name is Java technocrat. Here you see what it happened here. What did it print? Check here. It print Java technocrat. Now you see, this is the example I just show you. What I show you, that is, you try to understand in the previous example, there is a static method is there and there is a main method is there. You know that the main method is called by JVM, but the main method called which method? Call. As it is a static method, no need to create the object. I can directly call it. But the second example case, I have a constructor and I have a non-static method. You know that you are unable to create the object of the A class because A is an abstract class. Abstract class cannot be instantiated. So in this case, what I did, I'm bound to inherit from A class. I declare B. B inherit from A, having a non-parameterized constructor. But I'm explicitly called the base class parameterized constructor by super keyword, because if I am not use it, it must implicitly call the base class non-parameterized constructor. Now there is no error. Object is constructed. For that object name is word Java technocrat. Then when I write bb.display, it call the display method. of the base class inside the display method. What it print? Name is name. Who the name is? Java Technocrat. Now that is the concept of word abstract class. The abstract class may contain abstract method or may not contain abstract method. I explained that. They ask you the question, can I define the constructor within the abstract class? Yes. Can I define the parameterized constructor within it? Yes. Can I define the non-parameterized constructor within it? Yes. Can I define the static method within it? Yes. Can I define the non-static method within it? Yes. Can an abstract class not contain any abstract method? Is it executed? Yes. No issues are there. But remember, abstract class may contain abstract method or may not. But on the other hand, abstract method is only declared in abstract class. So it is a very good point you have to understand. So what it tells? It tells that note. You try to understand this point. Very important point. First is abstract class. Here you see abstract class may contain. Here you see may contain abstract method or may not. May contain abstract method or may not. Here you see or may not. But here you see, on the other hand, here you see, but on the other hand, careful. On the other hand, abstract method is only declared. Here you see, abstract method is only declared. Method is only declared. Fine. Is only declared in an abstract class. In an abstract class. Very important point you have to understand. Abstract, that is class, may contain abstract method or may not. But on the other hand, abstract method is only declared in abstract class. Clear? This is the point you have to understand. Now the question is, what is abstract method? When I declare a method by abstract keyword, here you see abstract void, that is called. Now you see that is called as abstract method. It is word abstract method. When the method are declared by abstract keyword, it is called as word abstract method. So this is the abstract method in Java. Abstract method is only declared in which class? Abstract class. It is declared. But where it is defined? It is defined in the child class. Now this is the point you have to understand. If I am not override the abstract method in the child class, then make the child class as abstract class. Otherwise, it generates compile time error. What it means? I just show you. Now here you see, I show you a simple example. I have a class that is fine. Here you see abstract. Check here. That is a class that is X. X is an abstract class. Having some abstract method. Here you see that is a string, that is a fine name, that is a int, that is a role, that is a double. Here you see double fee. Anyway, I did the job. In the abstract class, how many instance variable I declared? I declared 3 instance variable. One is name, another one is role, another one is word, fee. Now, what I can do here, first method it contain public abstract. Here you see, that is a void fine. set name. What I can do here, that is a set name. What I pass here, that is a string. Fine. That is name. Check here. Very important point you have to understand. Then second method, public. Here you see abstract. Anyway, void. That is a set rule. What I can pass here, that is a int rule. It is also an abstract method. Then after that, public. Here you see abstract. Fine. Public abstract void. What I can do here, that is a set fee. What I can pass here, that is a double. That is fee. I pass here. Getting? So what it tell? I have an abstract class containing 3 instance variable and 3 abstract method. Here there is no other methods are available. I can define other methods within it, static method, non-static method, I can define. That's not a matter. But in this example, I show you that X is abstract class containing 3 instance variable and 3 abstract methods. You just remember, abstract method is only declared in abstract class. They are bound to override in the child class. Now you see, I just move to the next part. Check here. Now, I just write here, there is the class Y. There is the extends, here you see, extends X. When Y class inherit from X class, it is bound to override how many method? 3. If it does not override any method, then make the child class as what type of class? Abstract. Otherwise it generates error. I just do one thing. Here you see, I just write here at the rate override. Now you see. What is the task I can do here? Public void. Here you see, that is a set name. What I can pass here, that is a string name. Check here. My instance variable name and parameter name is same. How can I differentiate it? That is this dot, that is name is equal to, that is name. So out of 3 method, here what I did, I just override one method, but other 2 methods are not override. Now it is a guideline, it generates error. If I write the code like this, it directly generates error. Java tell, if you are not override all the 3 methods, you just override one method. Now for Y, there are 2 abstract methods are available. Y override only one, another 2 method is not override. So Y is also an abstract class, because for Y class 2 abstract method is available. What is that? Set rule and set fee. Now what I can do here, I have to make it abstract. Otherwise it is a error. Now I did another job. I just write here class Z, that is extends Y. When Z inherit from Y, Z bound to override word. Z bound to override, that is 2 method. If it does not override 2 method, then I also bound to make the Z class as what type of class? Abstract. So what I can do here are the rate override. Here you see. What I can do here, that is public void, that is set role. How many parameter I pass here? Int role. You know that my instance variable name and parameter name is same. How can I differentiate it? This dot role is equal to, that is role. Anyway, I ended the class here. I did the mistake. Now here you see Z inherited from Y. Y having two abstract method. One is set role, another one is word set fee. But I override only one abstract method. So I'm bound to make it word. I'm bound to make it abstract. If I'm not make it abstract class, then it must generate word compile time error. Now here you see that is X is a class having three abstract method. Y is the child class of X having, that is what, override only one method, not override two. For Y, two methods are abstract. Z inherited from Y, it bound to override two methods, but it override only one. Now it is also abstract because set P method is not override. Now I just move to the another class. I just write here public fine, that is the class demo. Demo is a class that is extends from, here you see, extends from Z. When demo class inherit from Z, here you see, now that is the, here you see, now demo is a class which is that is word. Now demo is a class, here you see, that is fine. Demo is a class which is inherited from Z. Now you tell Z containing how many method? Z containing one abstract method. So I just write here at the rate override. That is the fine, that is public. Here you see void, that is a set fee. Here you see, I just write here set fee. What I can pass here, that is a double fee. Anyway, I just write here, that is this dot P is equal to, that is P. Anyway, my task is over. Now I enter into the main. What I can do here, public, that is a static, here you see, void main. So demo is the main class. Here I write, that is a string. What I can pass here? That is a ARGS. I just enter into the main. Now what I can do here, I just write, that is a demo, dd is equal to new demo. Because you know that X, Y, Z all are abstract class. Abstract class cannot be instantiated. I never created the object of the abstract class. So I am creating the object of what? The demo class. Now what I did here, dd dot set name. I just pass here. That is here you just write, that is fine Kajal. Here you see, I just write here Kajal. That is dd dot set role. Here you see, I just pass here, that is fine. What I can do here, that is I just pass here 156. I just pass here 156. dd dot, that is a set fee. Here you see, I just pass here, that is 59,000. That is anyway pi. I did the job. Here you see, I just write here, that is a system dot out dot println. I write here, that is fine, name is, what the name is, dd dot name. What the name it print, that is Kajol. Now roll number is roll. Here you see, roll number is dd dot roll. What did it print here? 156. Then that is the fee is, here you see, P is dd dot, that is P. Check here, 59,000.55. End of the main, end of the class. It is a simple elaboration of what that is the abstract method and abstract class. But there are some restriction of the abstract class. What are the restriction of the abstract class? Fine. A restriction of abstract class. Check here. What is the restriction? First point you have to understand. Abstract class cannot be instantiated. That is the first restriction. You know that that is abstract. Here you see class cannot be instantiated. Here you see that is instantiated. That is the fine instantiated. That means you never create the object of word abstract class. Second, what the second point is? Abstract class never be declared by final keyword, because final class cannot be inherited. Abstract class bound to be inherited. So fine. Second is abstract class. Here you see never used final keyword. Never used final. Here you see that is the keyword. It never used a final keyword. You know that it is complementary. Final and abstract are complementary because final class cannot be inherited, but abstract class bound to be inherited. Now, third, abstract class may contain abstract method or may not. It is not a restriction. Third one is abstract method. That is all about abstract method. Abstract method is only declared in abstract class. Here you see there is abstract. Here you see method. Abstract method. Here you see is only declared. Is only declared in abstract class. In that is the abstract class. It only declared in abstract class. Over. Fourth one. Abstract method bound to override in the child class. Here you see abstract method. Here you see abstract method. Now here you see bound to override. Bound to override in the child class. In the child class. The abstract method bound to override in the child class. Now, fifth, if the abstract method not override in the child class, then make the child class as a abstract class. So fine, if here you see abstract method, if the abstract method not override, here you see, not override in the child class, not override in the child class, then make the child class, then make the child class, make the child class as an abstract class. Make the child class as an abstract class. Otherwise, it is an error. The last point you have to understand. Abstract method never use a private keyword, static keyword, and a final keyword. That is the last point. Abstract method, here you see, abstract method never used fine. Which keyword? Static never used a static or final or, here you see, or private keyword. Private keyword. See, this is that is what a restriction of that is abstract class and abstract method. Abstract class cannot be instantiated. Abstract class never used final keyword. Abstract method is only declared in abstract class. Abstract method bound to override in the child class. If abstract method is not override in the child class, then make the child class as a abstract class. Abstract method never used three keyword: static, final, and private. You know that abstract method bound to override in the child class, but if the method is static, final, and private, then it cannot be override. So I give you the elaboration of word abstract keyword. Now the main concept is, what is the advantage of using abstract keyword? They ask you this question. Why I make the class is abstract? What is the advantage of using the class is abstract? Now the first point, abstract class allows us to define common behavior in a single place and share it across multiple subclasses. As per the requirement, you know that car is an abstract class. Having a steering, having brakes, that is what having the brake is there. Having that is where the power is there. So what happens, abstract class allows us to define common behavior in a single place. In abstract class, I specify the common behavior. For example, human being is abstract class. Every human being must have two eyes, but some having blue eyes, that is enchanted eyes. Some having red eyes, it is a symbol of anger. Some guys having small eyes. Some guys having big eyes. And some guys having yellow eyes. By perceiving that, that is doctor tell that you are suffering from jaundice. Now, having single place, every abstract method declared in the abstract class and share it across multiple subclasses according to their behavior. Just I explain, every human being must have two eyes, but from person to person it is different. Next one is abstract class can encapsulate, hide common functionality that multiple subclasses will share. That is the same type of feature. It has encapsulated the common functionality related to the human being. But they are, that is what shared to, or multiple subclasses will share it. Third, abstract class develop the complex program in a structured way. You know that every human beings must have hair, must have that is eyes, ears, nose. That is everything is there. Just we can declare it, but they are defined in the child classes as per their requirement. Now these are the past three advantages. Now the fourth one, by declaring the abstract method in the abstract class, programmer can enforce that all subclasses must provide common implementation. Every subclass bound to follow this common, that is word implementation. Last one, abstract class allows us to provide some method implementation. It also contains static and non-static method. It has its, that is what method implementation with leaving other methods abstract. This is useful, that is the same functionality is common for subclasses, but other behavior must be specific for abstract class. What are the methods are defined in the abstract class? Specified for the abstract class. Whatever the methods are declared in the abstract class or abstract methods, they are the common functionality for the subclasses. So that's all about the advantage of using word abstract class. Now, if anybody asks you what is the advantage of using the abstract class, just elaborate. That is what advantage. It is a skeleton. Abstract class is a skeleton. That is, subclasses follow that is what implementation. You know that abstract method is only declared, they are bound to implement where? In the child class. So that's all about the theoretical part of abstract class. And in the theoretical part, I elaborate what actually abstract class is. I must show you the lab. And in that area, I practically implement the program. Thank you. Friends, I already covered the theoretical part of the abstract keyword. Now through the application, I just show you how can we use the abstract concept. Now see, here you check, I just write here, there it is notepad, there it is demo.java. See here, what I can do here, there it is abstract class, there it is card. Card is an abstract class. I have an instance variable that is string name. Anyway, I just pass here. Now here you see, what's my next job is card. Having a non-parameterized constructor, within that I write a system.out.println. I just write here. There it is, object is constructed. Here you see, I just write here, object is constructed. Now I have a method that is called as a void, that is a display. Check here. I just write here, void display. What I can do here, system.out.println, I just pass here. There it is, name is fine plus name. I just pass. Inside the display method, what I can do, I just print the name. Now see, card is a non-parameterized constructor, card having the non-parameterized constructor within it. And it has a non-static method, I just define within it. Now check public abstract void, there is greeting. I just pass here. See, greeting is an abstract method. When a class inherits from that is card class, it is bound to override the greeting method. Anyway, I just write here, that is class season, that is extends, that is card. Season is a class which is inherited from card. You see here, that is what I can pass here, that is season having the parameterized constructor string name. You check here. My instance variable name of the base class and the parameter name is same. How can I differentiate it? This dot name is equal to name. You know that when I call the child class constructor, every child class constructor must implicitly call the base class non-parameterized constructor. Anyway, I'm bound to override one method, that is public void, that is greeting. I just use it. Now I just write here system.out.println. What's I pass here? There it is Mr. plus name, fine. There it is, this is a season greeting for you, fine. Season greeting for you. Anyway, I just write this is a season greeting for you. Over. Now I move to the another class. Check here. Class, there it is the birthday. Here you see, I write here extends card. You know that birthday is another class which is inherited from word card. I just write here int age. Now check here, age is an instance variable. Now see, birthday having a, that is parameterized constructor. What I can do here, string name, here I pass int age. Check here. When the instance variable name and parameter name is same, how can I differentiate it? This dot name is equal to name. I just write here this dot is equal to H. Anyway, birthday class inherit from card, so it is bound to override which method? Public void, there is greeting. Here you see it is just override. What it does here, system data out data println, it just write there is a Mr. plus, there is a name. Here you see this is yours, fine. This is yours plus H. Here I just write there is a birthday. Here you see there is a birthday. What I can do end of this block. Now I move to that is a main class. What I did, that is a public class. You just specify here the class name demo. What is my next job? I just write here public static void main. Here you see string args. Check here, I am following the guidelines of Java. Whatever the guidelines I already covered theoretically, I just following that guidelines and that rules. Now you check here, I already covered. What is dynamic method dispatch? I already covered. And where it is implemented, I already covered in my last video. Now here I am using the dynamic method dispatch. Card C1 is equal to new, that is Susan. What's I pass here? That is the name I entered Raj. You know that. I already covered here the child class object I created, and the base address of the child class object is assigned toward base class reference. Now when I call here C1 dot, that is a display. It must display the name. What is the name I pass there? Raj. Name is Raj. You know that when I call C1 dot display, compiler check the availability of the method in which class? That is a card class. Is it available? Yes. Now it print name is Raj. But before that, I call the child class constructor. You know the rule. Every child class constructor must implicitly call the base class non-parameterized constructor. So first it print object is constructed. Then name is initialized as Raj. For this object name is Raj. But Susan class object base address assigned to the card reference. You know that when I call C1 the display, it is not the concept of dynamic method dispatch. But where dynamic method dispatch is implemented, check here. The dynamic method dispatch is implemented in case of which method? That is a greeting. See here. When I write here C1 dot, that is a greeting. I just pass here. What actually happens here? Here the compiler check the availability of the method in card class. It is abstract method. But the method is override in the child class. You know that. When the method is override, after the object of the child class is created, JVM bind the override method. So what it write? Mr. Name. What the name is? Raj. This is a season greeting for you. Then after that, what it does? I just write card C2. C2 is the reference of the card class. New, that is a birthday. What I pass here? That is Vineet. I just pass here. What the age I pass here? That is 21. Here you see. When I write C1.display or C2.display, sorry. When I call C2.display, here you see, C2 is the reference of the card class. So, for that object name is beneath. Now, when I write a C2 dot, that is greeting, what happens here? You know the concept of what actually happens here. When I call new birthday, the birthday constructor is called, but you know that the rules of inheritance. It must implicitly call the base class constructor, non-parameterized. What it print first? Object is constructed. Then the execution move to the constructor part. Name for that object is beneath, age is 21. After the execution of the child class constructor is over, it will back to the next line, c2.display. Now it is the reference of the base class. Method is not override. Enter into display method. Name is beneath. Then after that, c2.greeting. It enter here. Mr. Beneath, this is that is word, Mr. Beneath, this is yours 21 birthday. It print. So this is all about the concept of word abstract. Now I just write a simple example of the abstract class. Card is abstract class having two child classes. One is season, another one is birthday. And I just elaborate dynamic method dispatch I implement in a abstract class. Now check here what actually happens. I just compile the code. Check here. Java, that is name. See. Object is constructed, name is Raj, Mr. Raj, this is a season greeting for you. Object is constructed, name is Beneath, Mr. Beneath, this is your 21 birthday. So that is the concept of abstract class. I already covered it theoretically. I show you a simple program. Check here. By the help of this program, I try to justify how it will work. It is a concept of word. It is a concept of that is a dynamic method dispatch, abstract class. And here abstract method is override in the child class. Thank you. That's the end of abstract class.